Nagato. Got no father like I'm Naruto. Keep the blade on me, Ichigo. Who really wanna go toe for toe? GTR from Tokyo. Diamonds whipping up on the stove. Lucky man like a 4-leaf clove. Diamonds wanna go.
Hello everyone, it's me Nagato's Adventure. Hope you guys are having an awesome day for today. In today's video slash showcase, I'm going to be telling you guys on how to stream slash record your modded PlayStation Vita with OBS. And it's fairly simple on how to do this. You don't have to worry about the whole capture card thing. Having a splitter with HDMI out if you have like a PSTV and stuff like that. As long as you have the certain things that I will state in the prerequisites further on in the video, you basically could do this. And of course, you just need a modded PlayStation Vita for this process and OBS. So with that being stated out the way as well, please be sure to follow my social media so you know the latest hacking guides and tutorials on my channel. My goal is to try to drop a video every single day. So the best way on how to know when I basically drop my latest content for the Vita, PS3 or PS4 is by hitting that notification button, being subscribed to me, and also by following me on Twitter. That's where I usually update my fan base on when I drop my latest content. So please go ahead and please be sure to follow my social medias and all that fun stuff. And as well, if you do want to go ahead and join my official community, I recently made a Discord not too long ago, and you could join via in the link in the description below. So if you need some support or you need some questions you need to be asked via for this content as showcased here, or you just want to join my community just to keep in touch, or you want to meet new people from the hacking and modding community, you can feel free to join my official Discord. I basically have support servers, so if you have any questions for the PS3, PS4, Vita and stuff like that, you can ask your questions in there. Or if you just want to talk to me on a daily basis, that's why I made an official Discord, so I can have one-on-one time with my fans and supporters. So I do recommend to go ahead and join my official Discord. As well, if you do want to support me, I recently made a Patreon not too long ago, just about 2 or 3 days ago. So if you want to support my channel, please be sure to follow my Patreon, and go ahead and if you want to be a Patreon subscriber, go ahead and type in that link right now via in your URL bar, or I'll have it in the link in the description so it's easier and you guys could click on there. Anytime I get supported by a Patreon, it will help me with the development of my channel, and it will help me support basically the content that I provide you guys every single day. As well, if you do want to support my channel in any shape or form, you can feel free to donate via my PayPal. Any of the money that I may receive will go straight back into my channel, and it will help me with basically the overall development of my content. So it will help me purchase things like a better camera, a better microphone, any software and editing tools, and it will just help, like I stated before, the overall development, so I can provide the best quality content for you guys to watch. With all that fun stuff getting stated out the way, we're going to go ahead and get started on the prerequisites for the Vita. And this does work with a 1000 and 2000 model Vita, so it's not like console specific, and anything that I state will be in the download description below, of course. So as long as you have a modded PlayStation Vita that's already hacked, so if you're using a Trinity, Hankaku, H-On-Core, H-On-Core 2, Hankaku Enzo exploit, you could basically do this. So if you have a modded Vita, then you're good to go. Assuming that you already have a modded Vita, you'll need the latest version of VitaShell, the latest version of Auto Plugin, and within Auto Plugin, there is a plugin that is going to allow us to stream, which is called UDCD_UVC by Xerpe, and make sure it's the 1.4 version or whatever latest version that may came out of it. This is optional, but if you guys really want to get the best quality out of this, I do recommend getting a 3.5mm audio jack cable for audio, since just with the USB cable itself, you'll also need that too for this video. Basically, the USB cable is going to be acting like a camera, or it's going to be replicating that your Vita is a camera, and that's how it basically streams your Vita, since the PC is getting tricked that your Vita screen is a camera itself. So make sure you have a USB charging cable for this. But what we also need for today's video is the latest version of OBS. So I'll just leave whatever version of OBS that corresponds to you, or I have like the little release page, since I don't want to link just only the Windows 64-bit, since people may have different models of computers. So if you have a 32-bit Windows, 64-bit, or Mac, or something like Linux and stuff like that, I'll just have the latest version of OBS for your PC. And then you would just install it like something like any normal exe on your computer, and I'll get in more into that as well. So here's just an example on screen what you need if you want to use the audio jack cable. You probably already have one of these in your home. They're fairly cheap on where to get them from. I found one under $10 on Amazon and also eBay. So if you have basically a 3.55 millimeter jack, you can do this process as well. If you do want to follow the original Reddit post for this as well, I'll have that in a link in the description below from the actual developer himself. So if you have any troubles or any concerns, there's basically a thread that you could read via with this video as well if you need any further additions of help. Some disclaimers that I do want to state as well. So if you're hearing any fuzzy or static noise when setting up the audio with the 3.55 millimeter jack, all you have to do is go to your PlayStation Vita and disable your USB power supply. I had this issue and I was going crazy before even recording this. I thought my 3.55 audio jack was broken or something like that, but it didn't make sense since it worked with my other devices. So I'm like, maybe it's my Vita's audio is broken. All you would have to do for this process is to disable your USB power supply is go into your Vita settings, so just settings, system, and then disable the USB power supply, and make sure that it's unticked in the settings. And I'll show you guys visually on that in the video. And just so if you guys understand what I'm saying now, I have a picture on the screen of a PlayStation Vita. So where it says USB supply, make sure it's not checked marked and make sure the box has nothing in it. So uncheck it. I'll just reiterate that once we go through the steps on the Vita on what we need to do first. But with all that fun stuff and that disclaimer getting out the way, I just want to give a special thanks out to Zerpy, and I really want to thank him because this is how I primarily make my videos for you guys to watch and tutorials. So without this plugin, you wouldn't be even seeing this video for today as well. I do have a PSTV and a splitter, but it does take a little while to record off a PSTV and getting files transferred over. Doing it this way, just having my Vita connected to my PC with OBS, is such a faster way on how to do it, and all my audio and all my stuff is in one place. But all that nonsense getting out the way, we're going to go ahead and get started on the PC side of things. Alrighty guys, so what we need to do as of right now is to make sure our USB cable is now in our PC and as well as our PlayStation Vita. And what we need to do is take the 3.55 millimeter jack and just put it into the rear 3.55 port in the back of your PC. Once you have that done, all we need to do is go to our settings, scroll all the way to system, and then from here you need to make sure USB power supply is unticked so you won't have that static noise if you're going to be doing audio with this setup. So once you have that fully done as well, what we need to do is go into VitaShell, open up VitaShell. So if you need to use HonCore Trinity exploit, run those exploits first and then go into VitaShell. But once you're into VitaShell, go ahead and hit start, scroll all the way down, make sure your select button is set to FTP and not USB for this method, and then all we need to do is hit select, and now you should see your IP on your PlayStation Vita. Alrighty guys, assuming that you did follow all of the steps in the last section of the video, so you already plugged your PlayStation Vita's USB cable into your PC as well with the 3.55 millimeter audio jack if you want audio with your streaming, what we're going to do now is go ahead and set up autoplugin.vpk, and we're going to send it to our Vita so we can get that set up, and we're going to also install the actual streaming plugin itself within autoplugin.vpk. So what we're going to do, I'll have this in the link in the description, this file. And all you would have to do is just open up FileZilla FTP client. If you guys been watching my tutorials before, this is nothing new. It's the same process. If you don't know what FileZilla FTP client is, it's basically just a FTP client that is able to basically connect to any device, whether if it's a phone, Vita, PS3, and you could type in your device's IP address and also send files that way. So whether if it's like VBKs, homebrew, music, stuff like that, you can use FileZilla FTP client to transfer files via with a internet connection. So what we need to do now, once you have FileZilla FTP client up, of course I'll have that in a link in the description below, we need to go ahead and type in our PS Vita's IP address. So here is mine. Yours will be different of course, but our ports will be the same. So all we have to hit is 1337, quick connect. And then once you have this, if you get this insecure FTP connection error, just go ahead and hit allow and then hit OK. And now you should see all your directories. If you don't see all of your directories on your PlayStation Vita, you need to go back into Henkaku settings, and basically you need to untick that Henkaku settings is on, so you can see all of your partitions. Once you have, or basically once you see all of your partitions, what we need to do now is go to autoplugin.vpk on our desktop. Let me go ahead and turn down the Vita since I have a lot of messages coming over it. But once you have autoplugin.vpk, all you got to do is drag it and drop over UX0. So it shouldn't take too long. The file is not, you know, large in size. So once autoplugin.vpk is done as well, what we're going to do now is go transfer back to the PlayStation Vita and then get everything set up on the Vita side of things. So I'll meet you guys for that. Alrighty guys, so since we're back onto the PlayStation Vita, what we need to do is just close out of the FTP client, so just hit circle, and what we need to do now is come to the UX0, and then we need to install basically autoplugin.vpk. So once autoplugin.vpk is fully done, all we need to do is just wait for it, and then what we're going to do from there is go ahead and install the streaming plugin device. And as shown here guys, basically the Vita has been done processing autoplugin.vpk. So what you need to do is just go ahead and find it. I forgot that I already had it installed, so I remember I had it in a bubble. But once you have autoplugin.vpk on your system, just go ahead and open it up just like any normal homebrew. And then it may take a little time since it's your first initial install, and it will back up some of your plugins in UX0 and UR0. But once you get in there, all you need to do is go into Vita plugins, install plugins, and then you need to go ahead and select UCD_UVC Xerpe 1.4 version. Make sure to install it under UR0, and then once you have that, go ahead and hit start on your Vita, and then click X, and then your system needs to restart. Alrighty guys, so here's the final step what we need to do on a PlayStation Vita. So what we need to do now is just verify that in VitaShell our plugin has successfully installed. So we need to go into VitaShell, just open it up like normal, back out from UX0, go into UR0, scroll all the way down to our TIE folder, and then once we're in the TIE folder, you should see your SKPRX is there. So the one I just hovered over right now, that's the one you should see installed. And if we go to our config.txt, if we scroll to the 5th line, and I'll highlight it in a second, you should see that it's automatically installed the plugin. So once we have that, we're going to go straight to the PC. Alrighty guys, so assuming that you did follow all of the steps via on the Vita, we already checked that our plugins has successfully installed under UR0 TIE folder, and we basically showcased that we need our Vita plugged into our PC. So make sure you already have your Vita cable or your USB cable plugged into whatever port on your PC. And if you're doing the audio setup as well, which I'm going to be showcasing now, make sure your 3.55mm plug is already plugged into the rear end of your PC, not the front end port but the rear end port, only due to the fact that I know there has been some issues with certain computer models using the front end port. And what we need to do now is go ahead and set up the some options on Windows 10 so we could get this set up in OBS. So first things first, we need to go into our devices right here. So what we need to type in our search bar is devices, if I could type today. So go into devices, where it says printers and scanners, just go ahead and click on this one right here. Let me minimize this out. Where it says find a setting at, go ahead and type camera. And then where it says camera privacy settings, go ahead and click on that. And you want to make sure where it says allow apps to access your camera, make sure this is toggled on. The reason why we need this option toggled on is due to the fact that the PlayStation Vita is tricking our PC and acting like a camera. So this plugin is making our Vita screen quote unquote a camera when it's really of course not a camera. That's the whole trick between this plugin, and that's what allows us to basically showcase our screen on OBS or any recording device program onto our PC. So once you have this option toggled on, we could go ahead and minimize this out. we're going to go back to our search bar right here, and what we're going to do is type in change system sounds. So make sure you type that in. If you already see it in best match, go into change system sounds, and what we need to do is go to our recording tab right here. And now you probably see me talking on my microphone. This is the microphone I'm using now, but if you have your thing in the rear end of the jack, you should see another microphone pop up. So if you see this one, what we need to do is go into properties, and as it shows where it says rear panel 3.55mm jack, this is where your audio jack cable needs to go into this port. And what we need to do from here is go into listen. Make sure you have this toggled on, listen to device. Your speakers, make sure you have that on, or default playback device. I just have mine in my speakers so I could hear, you know, from my speakers, of course. And make sure your power management is already on this option, so continue running when on battery power. So go ahead and hit apply and then okay. I already had it set up, that's why I can't hit apply, but make sure you hit apply and okay. And as well, certain things what we need to test as of right now is the levels for this. So what I'm going to showcase now, if you have your microphone boost all the way up, you probably hear static if I just shut up real quick. So in the background, I recommend you put your microphone boost to 0.0, since this unplugging creates some static as well. And I recommend that you have your microphone to 89 and not to 100%, because if I be quiet real quick, there is some static in the background. For some reason, when I have it to 89 decibels, or the volume up to 89, it still creates a very crisp sound in OBS, and it doesn't have the static picking up in the background. It could just be that I have a cheap audio jack, so if you had, like, you know, an expensive one, it probably won't even make that staticky noise. But I do recommend to have your settings as 0.0 decibels for the microphone boost, and have your microphone to 89. For advanced, I like to have my stuff on studio quality. So if your thing is on like DVD, the better the quality is, you could have it on, you know, the highest quality in terms of hertz and stuff. So make sure you have it to studio quality, apply, and then hit OK. And now your Vita should hear the sound of it. So if I go ahead and open up my Vita and turn on a bit, I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but that is my Vita running in real time with the sound. So once we set up our sound and volume, I'm going to show you guys on how to get your Vita showcased in OBS. So I'm assuming that everyone knows how to, you know, open up a exe file. I'll have of course the OBS links. All you would have to do is just install OBS as a normal program, like on Windows 10 or you're on Mac. Just follow the instructions on the screen. I'll have the download links. But this is what OBS looks like, and this is how I usually record my videos every single day, and this is how I primarily also record my Vita videos. So I'll show you guys on what we need to do first. So first things first, we need to go into our sources and need to add one. So go ahead and hit add, and what we need to do is go into video capture device. Where you have video capture device at, you could just leave this you know, you could write PS Vita right here, but I just like to have mine as video capture device and hit OK. And now if everything went well, you should see your Vita on screen. So I'm just moving it in the background, and you probably hear the sound if I shut up. So here is the sound. So you can clearly see the PlayStation Vita is live streaming as normal. What we need to do is go ahead, and you don't change any of these options, just go ahead and hit OK. Let me go ahead and minimize out the screen or my display capture right now, and we could drag and drop our PlayStation Vita so you can see it widescreen. Or let me open up my display capture. So as you see, my Vita screen is, you know, wide, and now if you wanted to play any type of game or live stream it, now you can on your PlayStation Vita with sound and audio. So as you see here, I'm running Jet Set Radio, or I'm actually not going to run it because I know it has some copyrighted music, but I'll try to open up any regular app. So I'll use MGBA, and then let me just go ahead and run it like a normal program. As showcased here, the game, it has like about 30 frames per second. So all of our, oh wow, I didn't know the sound was gonna come on. That was pretty annoying. But yeah, essentially this is how a lot of people with modded Vitas record their footage, unless they have a PSTV. This is very useful for me, since when I make a lot of my videos, or mostly all of my Vita videos are made through via this process. But essentially this is how you do it with audio, and also how to live stream. You can also save your sources as well, so once you plug in back your Vita into your thing, it will automatically pick up your PlayStation Vita. But with that being stated as well, I think I cleared out all of the bases. My name is Nagato. If you have any questions on how to set this up, feel free to leave a comment down below in the section, or excuse me, in a comment section down below. Can't even talk today. But with that being said, hope you guys did learn something new. My name is Nagato, and I'm signing out. Thank you guys for watching. Hey guys, it's me, Nagato's Adventure. I just want to say thank you once again for watching this video. It really means the world to me. If you did enjoy this video, leave a comment down below. Make sure to be subscribed and hit that notification button. If you have any questions or need any help, as stated before, go ahead and check out my Discord. I just want to say, you know, y'all are really amazing. Without you, I wouldn't have y'all guys to basically, you know, produce this content. So with that being on the side note, I know I already did a closing from, you know, earlier in the video, but I just want to generally say thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.